It seems a little like a secret operation in enemy territory. Against the will of the regional government, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson travelled to the independence-seeking part of Scotland on Thursday. The visit, which was only announced at short notice, without the accompaniment of media representatives, was also an appeal for the unity of the country. Contrary to custom, there was no meeting with the Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon, who is promoting the separation from Great Britain. Rather, Sturgeon emphasized that Johnson's trip from London to the cities of Glasgow and Edinburgh, hundreds of kilometers away, was not necessary during the pandemic. The Prime Minister is not serving as a role model, she said. In Scotland, as in other parts of the country, strict exit and travel restrictions are in place to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The fact that Johnson was still driving shows that he was in a panic, according to Sturgeon's Scottish National Party, the SNP. Polls in Scotland have shown a majority of people in favour of independence for months. One reason is Brexit. In the vote on leaving the EU in 2016, the Scots clearly voted to stay. Sturgeon wants to bring Scotland back to the EU. In the first independence referendum in 2014, a slim majority voted against independence. Johnson again vehemently rejected the second referendum on Thursday, as we heard many times before. I don't think it is right to talk endlessly about another referendum, said the Conservative head of government in Glasgow. The question has been answered for a whole generation, he repeated, and yeah, that one we know also. Sturgeon, on the other hand, emphasizes that the conditions have changed because of the exit from the EU. And that's quite true, because the EU was the reason they voted to stay last time. Now Johnson wants to score points above all with the commitment of the central government in the coronavirus pandemic. My focus is on fighting the pandemic, said the Prime Minister. The government in London has supported the economy and health system in Scotland with billions of pounds. In line with this, Johnson announced that the biotech company Valneva had started production of a corona vaccine at its headquarters in Livingston in Scotland. We have secured 60 million cans to be delivered by the end of the year, tweeted Johnson. The prerequisite is the approval of the vaccine, so that hasn't happened yet. But the gap between the central government and the Scottish leadership is wide. In London, Minister of State Michael Gove used several interviews not only to defend Johnson's visit, but also to attack the government in Edinburgh. When the Prime Minister visits other parts of the UK, other political leaders do not criticize him, but welcome him and other ministers who roll up their sleeves and connect with those on the ground. Gove, this time was told Sky News. The largest opposition faction, the Labour Party, also sided with the Prime Minister. But the focus is on the person, Johnson. The head of government is a huge plus for the unit, Gove told the BBC. According to experts, however, this argument could backfire. After all, Johnson was the face of the Leave movement in the Brexit dispute, that is, the camp that was in favour of Brexit. Scotland did not vote for this Tory government. We did not vote for Brexit, and we certainly did not vote for Boris Johnson, said SNP Vice Keith Brown. But the pandemic also plays an important role, but different than Johnson hopes. As political scientist John Curtis from Glasgow University of Strathclyde points out, only a small proportion of Scots are satisfied with Johnson's crisis management in the corona pandemic. His adversary Sturgeon received top marks. Johnson's visit is now another part of the Scottish drama. What, to quote the works of the great poet William Shakespeare, could be planned as the taming of the shrew may ultimately only be lost love labor. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel and to my other channels. I'll see you in my next video or tonight at 6 p.m. CET on my live stream. Auf Wiedersehen.